Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including Double Oaked Bourbon, Botanical Gin, and Double Grain Vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Stand by to launch Fan Stream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Fan Stream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm the host, IndyCarTim, joined as I usually, sometimes, always am, PGA of America member, Mr. Johnny Gerber. Hello, Johnny.
What is up, buddy? What's happening? Little golf is beginning and over, right? I mean, we're going to talk golf all year. Is golf really ever over? Over?
Not in this day and age, right? They pretty much play all through the calendar year.
We were going to try to do something Monday, but my arrival back from Mexico kind of delayed us a little bit. So we are back on this great Wednesday show. We keep saying we're going to try to do a Monday show also, but we're probably going to stick to Wednesdays for the next month or so, recapping everything in the wintertime for golf. And we'll be back. We'll be back on the treadmill on that little mouse machine running again, first of the year full time. Monday, Wednesdays, and we are gonna do a Saturday show. We will do a Saturday show.
This is how embedded in the PGA Tour schedule I am, and our show schedule and your picks and everything. I woke up this morning and I waited until 11 o'clock expecting to get picks from you for this weekend.
You sent me a text. Where's your picks? I said, bro, the tournament's over.
And I'm like,
there's
no tournament this week. What the crap?
Yeah.
So
and we've had a lot of demand in talks in terms of, people asking us questions about, Corn Ferry, more events, LPGA stuff, doing some live. So we're going to kind of broaden our horizons in 2025. Talk a little bit more about just not the PGA Tour, more stuff and maybe LPGA Tour. We are going to talk live golf. I think the merger is going to come, so I'm not going to feel bad about talking live golf, but we're going to start talking everything golf in 2025, whether Tim likes it or not, shaking his head, and he won't have no choice.
I guarantee you I will have a choice about talking
put on mute.
Live golf. As I'm breaking this news right now on the show. All right, we probably will. It's Johnny's show. It's not my show. So what he says goes pretty much. So I just have
What
to.
if they merge? What if they merge?
Well, then it's no longer live golf.
It'll be a hybrid.
No, it's going to be the PGA Tour, and they'll just be back with the PGA Tour.
It'll be Olivia Golf or something. I don't know what it is.
I like Olivia.
Yeah, you like who likes you.
It's true. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, you like it doesn't, and you like who don't like you.
Yeah, that's true. I like the ones more that don't like me back sometimes.
That's true. That's called challenge.
The ones that shouldn't like me or whatever.
Well, most of them shouldn't. Most of them shouldn't, but
none of them should. There's no question there. None of them should, but most of them do for whatever reason until I chase them away. Which is we're in that cycle right now. I've chased them all away now, and I don't have anybody. So I'm resetting the standard. I'm resetting the roster. I'm a free agent. Going to hang out with my buddies Kenny and Jessica tonight. Jessica's always my wingman at the bar, and she says I'll find you someone to spend Thanksgiving with. I'm like, I don't want to spend Thanksgiving with somebody. I want to spend Thanksgiving with Johnny. That's what I want to do.
Where are you going? Revel?
Probably Revel or. I don't know. I can't go to Tailgaters anymore. So I got to find a new spot. Maybe Green Gator. Go see Alex and Sean.
I like Green Gator. Yeah.
It's close to the house. Might do Green Gator. But my Tailgaters days are done. Not welcome back in there anymore.
Uh-oh. Which one? The one by your house or the one, the small one? What'd you do? What'd you do?
Story for the next show.
Okay, fair. I appreciate
that. Let's just say I'm no longer in regular communication with the bartender there that I used to see regularly. So we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
So there you go. There's the story of Tim's love life in this holiday season. What do you think about that?
Short. It was short, like everything else.
It was almost a year. Hey,
almost a year. You really must have messed this one up.
Actually, I don't really know what happened, to be quite honest, but I'm not giving it a chance. So, if she don't want to talk about it, then I'm not going to give her the opportunity to. So haven't.
Well, if she don't want to talk about it and you don't remember, that's not usually a good thing.
I don't remember.
That's what it is.
But we do have a little bit of golf talk this week for you. We don't have a tournament to preview. We will recap a little bit the RSM because we were not here on Monday. We will also talk a little bit about FedExCUP fall, what's wrong with it, and how to fix it, because I think it needs some fixing if they're going to continue to do it. Tiger Woods announced that he will not play in his own tournament at the Hero. We'll talk about that, maybe why, and also PGA Tour of the Year nominee, Player of the Year. PGA Tour of the Year? That'd be a weird thing. PGA Tour Player of the Year nominees. We'll discuss a little bit of that. I've got some hot sports opinions on who doesn't belong in the discussion. Same person that's probably going to win it. So we have
wonder who that is.
We have that to fall back on.
Scotty Scheffler.
As we embark here on this journey today. We appreciate everybody popping on here with us on the X machine, on Threads, on that new Blue Sky that apparently my publicist says that I'm on, and so I'm on there. Our YouTube channel and Facebook as well. Appreciate everybody popping on here for a late November from the rough here on FanStream Sports, live from the Dallas studios here. By the way, if any of you live in the Dallas area and you'd like to start your podcast or make your podcast sound better, give me a call, because you can now do it right here in this very studio. Let's give everybody a better picture of what that studio looks like.
That's
How
right.
about that, Johnny? Look at that.
It's
still here. It hasn't burned down yet.
Everything looks good except the person talking on the mic. I tell you what, it's just fantastic.
If someone wants to come sit here in my place, then they can make it look better.
Is one of our TVs down? I thought we had 3 TVs on that side wall.
2 here, 2 over there.
Oh,
that used to be your 3. Thing that's behind your head right now. It used to be right there in the middle. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Your little PGA Tour thing that's behind your head right now used to be right there.
Yeah, that one.
I've got the 4 TVs. There are 18 TVs in the other rooms on. Then we'll have one behind me here in the next couple of weeks whenever I can get around to doing that. So there you go. Give us a call, Timothy Hamm at AOL.com. If you want to email me, we'll discuss what you want to do here in the studio, and I'll make it work for you and help you out with the whole production process. It could be fun for you, most definitely. Johnny, the RSM Classic is done. It is over, and we have another first-time winner. And by the way, I almost got into an X fight, what we used to call Twitter fights, an X fight with some dude, because the PGA Tour gave us their synopsis here of Maverick McNeely's first win. We'll get into that here in just a second. Some guy commented underneath the video that they posted, tagging Maverick McNeely's dad, Scott McNeely, who's the big-time executive, rich dude with all the whatevers. And he said, at Scott McNeely must feel great, a breakthrough. Keep working hard, PGA Tour. You're a great feeder series for Live Golf. Can you imagine how that triggered me?
Yes.
Keep working hard, PGA Tour. You're a great feeder series for Live Golf. I almost flipped the table. And I'm here by myself. That did not go over well with me because there's nothing farthest from the truth. And I just hate sports idiots. I hate sports idiots more than anything.
Yeah. No, the guy's for a guy to say something like that, the guy is certainly clueless. And he should never, ever have a comment on any platform ever again. I mean, he really shouldn't. The feeder series isn't how this things work. The feeder series is the Corn Ferry Tour to the PGA Tour, right? It's not PGA Tour to Live. Live is a Coyote series to the PGA Tour because they're just paying and gouging and just taking the carnage, right?
He was clearly trolling. He was clearly trolling. But it's troll. Look, and I'm the world's biggest troll. There's no question. I admit it 1,000%. But I'm really good at it. Mine are more subtle. All right, this is clearly a dude who loves live golf. And if you love live golf, you might be a serial killer because you're a bad person. Live golf. And what I replied to him is, live golf is not golf. It is not professional golf. If anything, it's a sideshow attraction for the PGA Tour.
It's an outing. It's a Monday outing. That's what it is.
It's 54 holes. That's not a golf tournament.
I'm not as adamant about cussing people out that like live golf. If you like live golf, that's cool. I mean, that's cool.
No.
I don't know what else. It's the same people that like mayonnaise sandwiches.
Hey, what's wrong with that? What do you eat? Miracle Whip?
Or Miracle Whip sandwiches.
I love Miracle Whip.
I don't eat Miracle. There's only one mayonnaise I like. It's Duke's. You can only get Duke's. Duke's mayonnaise is the best.
That's what I have in my fridge at home right now. For the first time ever, I bought Duke's mayonnaise.
It's the best. Yeah,
I prefer Hellman's. I still prefer Hellman's, but anything that's not generic, I will eat it.
Man, the Duke's is.
You know my history with. I know I've explained this to Colby Sapp on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show numerous times because this blew his mind. When I grew up, I didn't know what mayonnaise was.
You said Miracle Whip?
All we had in our house was Miracle Whip. And my dad called it mayonnaise. My mom called it mayonnaise. I would have friends that would come over. I'd make a sandwich and they're like, what was this? Like you said you wanted mayonnaise. It's mayonnaise. It wasn't until I moved out on my own, probably married to my first wife, when she brought home a thing of mayonnaise. And I was like, I think the mayonnaise is bad.
No, this is real mayonnaise. It tasted
different. And so I grew up eating Miracle, which I still love. And here's something else that freaks people out. If you look at a jar of Miracle Whip, it says Miracle Whip salad dressing. It's a salad dressing, right? My dad used to eat it on his salads. Like, keep in mind, my dad was a Depression baby. My dad was born in 1930. So my dad was old school, right? So that's what he would put on. And as far as I knew at the time, my dad was putting mayonnaise on his salads. And I was just like, that was weird. And so now I have an appreciation of both. Sometimes I'm in a Miracle Whip mood on a ham and cheese sandwich. Sometimes I'm in a mayonnaise mood, right? So I like both. And Colby cannot stand Miracle Whip. He loves mayonnaise, will not do Miracle Whip. And it just boggles his mind that I like both. He cannot comprehend that. I'm like,
when I grew up as a kid, it was all Miracle Whip as a kid. And we used to have, toast and fried bologna sandwiches with Miracle Whip. That was good. Yeah. It was good until you get into the real mayonnaise. Right. Mayonnaise. But man, there's nothing like that, Dukes. I won't even it's just like the debate with ketchups, right? I won't eat anything Heinz ketchup. I won't do anything but Heinz.
Yeah. Heinz is
the
best.
It's just the way it is. People like, I don't know what other ketchups there is, but there's certainly a distinct taste difference between Heinz and Hunt's and
sure.
and
or store
whatever.
brands.
Yeah. Mustard, not so much. I think mustard you can't mess up too much.
Yellow mustard is yellow mustard for me. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. But certainly difference between Miracle Whip and Dukes and ketchup, Hunt's and Heinz. And this is just what you get on the golf show. You get the comparisons of condiments.
How about mayonnaise talk on From the Rough?
And mayonnaise is what you get here. And we go into salad dressings all you want. I'm a salad dressing. I'm a sauce guy anyways, right? So just by sheer business practices and things like that. But
I will share this with you. Speaking of salad dressings, you brought in, I've never told you this before. You brought into this studio one time a little salad kit that you went to the store and bought. You made your own salad there in the green room, right there on the white table on our marbled coffee table. And the salad dressing that you brought with you was Catalina.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never had Catalina dressing before. Obviously, I'd seen it. Look, I was raised on Thousand Island. That was the salad dressing of my mother. I never heard of ranch dressing until probably like the mid-90s. And it wasn't invented until, like the 70s anyway? Not like it's been around forever. But I was a Thousand Island kid because that's what my mom made me eat because that's what she ate. I figured out a little bit later in life when I was moved out on my own, I figured out blue cheese. Like I love blue cheese. I love a good blue cheese and a good Roquefort. Like, man, I love that. As well as real Caesar dressing with anchovies. I don't like the fake Caesar dressing that's out there. But you brought that Catalina stuff, and then you left everything here. You didn't eat all of it. So I took it home, and I was making some salads. Well, I didn't have any dressing, so I was like, I guess I'll try this horse shit that Johnny bought. Dude, I didn't eat anything else for like 6 months except for Catalina dressing. I even hooked like 2 other people on Catalina dressing.
Hey, the wine mixers aren't the only thing good in Catalina
wine mixer.
In Catalina, it is good. I mean, there's this
sweet. Oh
yeah.
Good,
there's this dressing I like that Nancy gets for me all the time. It's a Italian garlic. But you can get it at Kroger's. It's really good. It's like a garlic. It's super garlicky if you don't like garlic. So you use that as a little bit of a base and then put a little Catalina on top of it. Boy, it's just glorious. I'm a salad guy. I'm a salad. I'm all my life I've just been a salad guy. Yeah. And yeah, I like to dive around. I don't really like ranch on my salads. It's not really for me. Blue cheese is okay every once in a while. If you get the good homemade blue cheese, it's great. I'd rather have it on drumlets. But you get that Catalina, you get that good Catalina. It's pretty damn good.
I even marinated a couple of chicken breasts overnight in Catalina dressing and then grilled them up. Oh my God.
It's not as good as Zoltan's when you start doing that stuff or
no, but it's just a salad dressing. Like it's so.
What I bring back from you that you got hip on the
I still don't know what it's called. It's the hot sauce from Kansas City.
No, it wasn't from Kansas City. No, it was it was an old restaurant. There's a couple of them left. I got it I brought some back for you. Oh, a Quaker Steak and Lube. Quaker it wasn't Kansas City. That was Columbus. Quaker Steak and Lube.
Kansas City.
It was the
yeah, that jar you gave me is already gone. That was gone a long time ago. The kids eat that crap. I put that on everything.
It's called Louisiana Liquors. So it's called the sauce. But it wasn't nearly as good as the Zoltan's. The Zoltan's was as good as it got.
The Zoltan's hot sauce was so great.
Hey, it's like Frank's. You can put that shit on anything.
We do. I have Texas Pete's. I have Frank's. I have Louisiana hot sauce. I have Crystal's hot sauce. Those are all staples in my kitchen, in my pantry that I sometimes I'm in a mood for Crystals. Sometimes I'm in a mood for, whatever. But man, I sometimes I just mix them all up and put a little mayo in there with some garlic and lime juice. I make my own little sauce, man.
That's right. That's right.
We're doing a cooking show here now.
We do it all. Listen, we do it all here. We do it all. If you want it all, we got it all. We got it all.
Real quick, let's talk about Maverick McNeely. It was his 100th career cut on the PGA Tour. So that was a first for him. He emerged from a crowded leaderboard with a birdie on the 72nd hole to reach 16 under. That's too many. And win his first PGA Tour event over Nico Echeverria, Daniel Berger, and amateur Luke Clanton. You always talk good things about Luke Clanton. You think he's an up-and-comer, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you look at his success he's had playing as an amateur. He's probably lost about $2 million being an amateur still playing for Florida State.
Yeah.
I think he's got six or seven PGA Tour starts, and I think he's only finished out of the top 20 one time in those starts. So certainly he should be number one on the PGA Tour University thing. I don't know how they rank him and give the points. There's more points to the tournaments that you play for the NCAA. There's got to be a ranking there that he's got to get some more points. So certainly I feel he's the best amateur in the world just by his sheer experiences on the PGA Tour. He's a crossbow. He's a lefty. So, there's so much great talent out there on the PGA Tour. I mean, especially coming up, you're going to see a lot of these guys. And that's why I like to kind of stay around and talk golf in the fall. Tour school coming up. Some of the up-and-coming stars on the PGA Tour that are coming up, maybe that you guys haven't heard of. And I think that's important. This is extremely important for events like the RSM. And I'm not so sold on these signature events. I get there's a little bit of value, but you wouldn't have the stories of the Jake Knapps and the Luke Clantons and all these guys that are given opportunities. And we've talked about this a ton. now you're getting those opportunities, and I think that's maybe why some of these next year and moving forward. And speaking of Maverick McNeely, they took his model, the smart guy from Stanford. They took his model, and that's what's going to happen on the PGA Tour in 25, 26 of reconfiguring the point system in the signature events and on the regular events. And I think he's smart to do that. So it's I don't know if karma is the right way to say it, but he's one of those guys on the PGA Tour that I question a little bit. Does he have the drive and determination coming from the backgrounds and means that he has come from? You usually see guys like that don't have that drive and determination, and maybe he's a product of that. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that this win is going to open up the floodgates for him. Like I could see a lot of other players. He doesn't have he can't dominate a golf course. Like he's not the longest guy on the PGA Tour. He's certainly steady. So is a guy that can maybe win one or two times a year, once every couple of years? Yeah, certainly. But he doesn't have the game to dominate with his length or have something extremely special about him that can really go on a run, potentially like a Scotty Scheffler or Dustin Johnson or Koepka has done in the past. Yeah. So, look for him to kind of always be a steady player. It's funny, ever since he got rid of Danielle Kang, he's played better, right? Is that like not coincidence, or is it?
No, that's not a coincidence.
I don't think so.
Golf and chicks don't match. They don't mix.
Well, he's married now, so apparently it does.
No wives, but not side pieces. Can't have a side piece.
I don't know their deal, we'll joke around with it and play around with it, but certainly, certainly guy his dad is the owner of KPMG, if most people don't know, or the CEO of KPMG. So, obviously his background, he wasn't struggling and he had the resources and things to make things happen. And it was kind of on him to make it happen or not. And he good for him to break through in the last event of the year.
Yeah. So Scott McNeely is most famous for being the founder of Sun Microsystems in 1982.
Yeah.
So he's been making money for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And he could afford to give Maverick all of the, number one, he gave him a really cool name. I'm not going to lie. Maverick's a badass name. And number two, he had all the money to give him all the golf lessons, right? And I'm sure John threw his hand in there somewhere, having something to do with Maverick McNeely's skills, probably teaching him something at some point, right? Probably taught him how to putt.
Probably not, but he, I think he was good on his own. But, like I said, isn't it easy to fall on these country club kids to fall in that category of, you have the money and you're never. I don't know. I was raised, a great upbringing.
Yeah.
Middle class family. Parents worked. Gave me the great values that I have today. I can't hug them enough to say thank you for all the things. But we worked for what we had. They worked for what they had. And there's value to that as opposed to just giving it to him. And I'm not saying this certainly happened. I'm sure he had some sort of things like that. But when in the back of your mind that you don't have to struggle, does it make you work hard? I don't know. I guess it maybe just depends on who you are, I guess, for the most part. So, good for him to break through. But again, he's not that type of guy that the floodgates are going to open, that you see him going on a run to win 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and when you got a $1 billion dad behind you, sometimes things are easier than if you don't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Scott McNeely's net worth as of November 25th, so 2 days ago, is well over $1 billion. So,
yeah.
Why can't I just have $1 billion, John? I'd probably be good at golf too.
There's a reason why everybody's in the situation that they are. And if you had $1 billion, you would be in worse shape than you are now. It's just the way it is.
Probably be dead.
Well, yeah. I mean,
almost dead anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, and you got $1 million, and what think if you had $1 billion?
If I had $1 million, I'd want $1 billion. I see how it is. Maverick McNeely entered the season finale there, well, and already inside the Aon top 10. He had eyes on another goal starting his new year at Kapalua at the Century. Now with his maiden trip into the winner's circle, he's able to do just that. Not only will he make that start in 2025, he's qualified to play in the Masters for the first time in his career. He also secured his place in the 2025 PGA Championship and on the PGA Tour through the 2026 season. Some surprises. You want to go over your card, or is it too far past to go over your card here?
Yeah, let's just move on. We don't need to go over my card. We can, let's just kind of move on. We didn't have a great week. We'll do it briefly. We didn't have a great week. I'll tell you what, though, 9 holes going in, we had a great opportunity to have the winner, 2 top 10s and a top 20, and it didn't come to fruition. But that being said, the kind of season's over for us in terms of the betting part, but we did it's not a great year. Listen, by no means we have a great year, but our profit was $6,255 net profit for the year. If you're $100 better, that's what we bet. Our matchups this year, we were 58, 28, and 6. 58 and 28 and 6. We're going to stop that. We're going to refresh at the beginning of the year, January 1. But again, not a great year for us. So guys, listen, this is why it was extremely important to follow the system, follow every single week, because we're going to have bad weeks, good weeks. But if you follow the system, you will be profitable. 7 years straight profitability. And $6,250, $55, 58, 28, and 6 on our matchup. So, hey, not a great year by our standards. We're going to recoup. We're going to recoup. Talk a little bit about. We won't have any more betting picks for the year. We're not going. We're going to study. We're going to get ready for 2025 and talk a little bit more than besides the betting aspect of it for 2025 for the rest of the year.
One notable happening at the over the weekend at the RSM, our buddy Joel Damon secured his full-time status for 2025, and it wasn't easy for him. He had a mundane moving day. He was in need of a big Sunday to retain his full-time status. He holed out eagle on the par 4 13th. That sort of kickstarted his round. He tacked on 3 more birdies before making the turn. He made just 1 more birdie the rest of the way, but he kept all the squares off the scorecard. He signed for a 64 on Sunday to secure his full-time status for 2025, and couldn't happen to a better dude, man. I like Joel.
Yeah, the tour's better when he's on it, right? I mean, he has a storyline, I think. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I mean, 2 tiers in a bucket, with the next show for the end of that. But that being said, you need characters like that. You need guys on the PGA. The PGA Tour shouldn't be filled with the Rory McIlroys and the haves and the have-nots, right? These guys can still play. There's value for those guys. I mean, I think most people got hip to him, for the full swing and got to know him a little bit in his story. But the tour is full of stories like that. That's why the signature events aren't always good. You're eliminating some of these. Some of these characters and some of these profiles. The biggest characters on the PGA Tour aren't the guys that are winning, $20 million a year. They're not. They're too buttoned up, right? So you need both. You need both. You need that mix and you need that blend. I mean, you need a salad. You need a salad. We'll predicate it to a salad. You need a salad. You need a lot of different components to a salad, right? You just can't have lettuce. You just can't have the
tomatoes, onions, mushrooms.
You got to have some croutons. Man, you got to have Bacos. Hey, a salad ain't a salad with the crispy, crunchy taste of Bacos. It's just not.
Bacos are so good.
And you need those. You need the components of a salad, and that's what makes a salad good. If you don't have all those components, it's just lettuce, and it's dull and it's boring.
Yes,
right?
Agreed.
So, PGA Tour, change your logo. We're just a salad. We want to be a salad. That's it. We want to be a salad.
Salads are good, okay?
With Catalina on it. How about that? Just Catalina.
Man. I might bring a bottle of Catalina and start doing shots of Catalina now that I'm out of Jaeger.
And that's a little much, but that's fine. Are we out of Jaeger?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
That's why. That's the only reason why you want me to come in studio today is to refill that.
I thought you'd bring Jaeger with you. I mean, I miss you too. I wanted to see you, but I really thought you'd bring Jaeger. Coming up next, we're going to talk about how the PGA Tour can fix FedExCUP fall, according to Timm. But first, we'll take a quick break. We are From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Sports fans, FanStream Sports.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown. where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? It means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
For more than 3 decades, Bob's Steak and Chop House has remained an icon of DFW restaurants. Why? Well, maybe it's because of Bob. He's fanatical about cleanliness and friendliness, and his food, oh my Lord, his food. If you've been there, you know about it. If you haven't been there, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Coming back at you now. More Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. The guy's shaking his drinks in the kitchen right now. That's Johnny the Gerbman Gerber, PGA of America member John Gerber at his home studio in sunny South Fort Worth as he rejoins us. What are you drinking over there, Johnny? Some Kool-Aid?
I am drinking just Gatorade today. Just Gatorade. I'm trying to recoup from Mexico, buddy. You know how that trip. What is this? That's straight tequila.
Johnny, we're out of Jaeger here at the studio. I don't know if I told you that or not.
You cannot show the bottle unless they're sponsoring us.
Well, the sponsor doesn't make tequila.
Well, Milagro is not sponsoring us either. So why are we giving them?
Well, I didn't,
pub?
but you just said their name. I didn't say their name. But...
Well, I saw it. If I can see it, everyone that watches the show, there you have it.
Well, because you said it already. I had the bottle that way. Unless you can read backwards.
You can't put it in a glass?
No, this is more
we out of cups too? Oh, that's a lot. Oh, wow.
I got hair on my nipples now.
Still? You had them before.
No, I didn't. I don't have hair on my body. Clearly. Except for maybe down here a little bit. I almost shaved that the other night too. Did I tell you that? I legit almost shaved the whole thing.
You should trim it up a little bit. You're looking a little shaggy. Looking like the male version of Elvira.
Elvira, how's that look?
Terrible, just terrible. You look like El Diablo.
Everybody that's listening to the audio podcast are like, "What the hell are they doing right now?"
You look like a 100-year-old El Diablo.
I feel like it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Johnny, we just ended the second incarnation of the FedExCup Fall Series. It wasn't without memorable moments. Rafael Campos's victory at the Bermuda, Joel Damon's final round 64 that we just talked about, a couple that we can name. The 8 tournament series, though, was not without its shortcomings, and I am here right now to tell you, golf fans, and Johnny Gerber, how to fix it. Because this thing is in the worst possible time of the year. It's got a battle for attention against the start of almost every major sport, college football, the NFL, hockey. We'll say basketball. Nobody watches the NBA anyway. It's a moot point. But all of those other sports that matter to people, except basketball, it's got a battle for attention against. The only real uptick that comes is during annual international events like the Ryder Cup or President's Cup. And even the President's Cup struggled a little bit this year to gain some national notoriety. It was kind of sad, actually. So what can the PGA Tour do to maintain sports fans' interest through the fall and winter? I am here to tell you.
Do you have any music for this? Because it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
That was weak. I hope your list is better than that music.
What is?
I hope your list is better than the music. The music was terrible. I can't hear it. I couldn't hear it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on.
Is it? I can't hear it.
Oh, it's on.
Okay.
It's on really loud. Trust me, I'm going to pull it down a little bit. So Johnny, get to the beginning of my list here. Look, for starters, it may need to take a step that it's been unwilling to take previously, and that is trimming the schedule. Switching to a calendar year playing slate at the beginning of 2024, the tour unveiled a 36 event regular season, after which the top 70 players from the FedExCup standings qualify for the postseason, right? That's how it works. You tack on 8 more FedExCup fall tournaments, 3 FedExCup playoff events, plus the Ryder Cup or President's Cup, and that's almost 50 tournaments annually that you have to pay attention to in the course of 52 weeks. That doesn't account for interest in, if you want to watch DP World Tour, LPGA, that other non-series that nobody watches anyway, other exhibition events on the PGA Tour, the TGL Indoor League, all of them, that's coming here pretty soon. Real diehard fans, though, should be able to take a bite out of every item served every time it's served up to them. But most fans, by the time you get to the end of summer, you're kind of done. You've had so much golf force-fed down your throat, you're almost done. I think you need to give the tour some time to breathe, like every other major sport has. Give it an off season that it used to have. Just give it like a fine wine. It needs some time to breathe, right? So I've got some pointers here to help Jay Monahan. Oh, wait, he didn't have anything to do with it. To help the PGA Tour. I was seeing who was paying attention. I guess Johnny's asleep.
I'm right here. You don't have to point to me. You don't have to point to me.
That guy right there. That guy right there. Hey, by the way, look what I got.
Oh!
That's because that's all we have left in the fridge. No
that's Mills. Every time I drink, I would think of Mills.
I know, but nobody drinks it. Create a sprint to the finish. So this might not be very popular among PGA Tour officials and for any of the players that find themselves on the bubble, but I think shortening the schedule would benefit the sport tremendously. PGA Tour members have been given 8 months and roughly 25 playing opportunities to secure their jobs for the following year. Instead of like a slow dog in the regular season, FedEx Cup fall should transform into a sprint. Cut the number of tournaments in half, ramp up the pressure, and put these players under a microscope. The most intriguing tournament of the fall is always the RSM Classic because of the finality of the whole thing. But the movement in and out of the top 25 or the top 125 is minimal at best, right? Was it Norlander and Daniel Berger moved inside the cutoff point in the season finale? You had two players that this thing even mattered to at all. Take number 125, Sam Ryder. He finished the regular season at 127 in the FedEx Cup standings. Ryder played 6 events this fall. He missed the cut in half of them. Top 5 finish at Bermuda. His second top 20 of the season was a welcomed result, and it secured him enough points to do that points so that he didn't have to even play in the RSM Classic. That doesn't seem right. Shorten the field or shorten the events. Second, Johnny, mix up the formats. Outside the Zurich Classic in the middle of the spring, every tournament on the PGA Tour is now stroke play. We don't have the WGC match play anymore. We don't have the Stableford scoring system. We don't have the skins anymore. The knock-on match play is that it's always been the hindrance of the television product late into the tournament, but it's clear TV ratings aren't highly considered at that time of year anyway. Make it a round-robin event. Cut the field in half after the group stage. Reward FedEx Cup points based on finishes. Because you know why, Johnny? Sports fans love brackets.
They already do that in the match play, so you're off on that one. They've already done it.
They only do it at this. I know, but do it again. You only do it once during the year. Do it again in the fall for those players on the bubble. Give them something to play for, man. Wouldn't you like to see 2 match plays on the calendar instead of just 1? I know you would. Don't lie.
Yeah, I love match play because we kick ass in terms of our betting aspect of it. But let's go back. So when you have when you're going through your soliloquy here, stop in each one, because your first one you can't do if you have signature events. You can't have less events and then have 6 signature events, because your 6 signature events, you're only having 80, 70 people in the field, so you're eliminating half of the PGA Tour anyway. So they have to fix that, right? So you have to get rid of signature events if you're going to have less events,
or have less signature events.
Or you can't have less events on the PGA Tour and then have signature events also. You can't have that. Make it
race. The ratio can be the same. You have 6 now. Cut it down to 3.
Well, why I don't even know why there's signature events. Like, this is the thing that's
get rid of all of them.
There we go. Why didn't you just say that? Why are you having signature events? The rich gets richer, right? But you know what? The rich can get richer all they want. But the storylines are great for the guys aren't the richest of the rich. Everybody on the PGA Tour is rich. They're making – listen, there's no one flying Southwest anymore. They're not. But trust me, they're not. Trust me. 125 on the money list is – imagine you made $2.5 million and you're risking losing your job.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's money
still got
there.
$2.5 million.
There is plus not even counting your club money. That's just earnings. Yeah. Now you do have expenses. It's just part of running your business. You're running Timm Hamm Inc. Just part of the deal. How do you decide to spend your money is on you. But you can't have less events and then have signature events, because then you're cutting so many guys that are PGA Tour members. They're not giving opportunities to play golf.
Right.
They're just not having those opportunities. You got to give opportunities to play golf. You just do.
Right. But I have 4 topics here. I couldn't do a deep dive into every single one of them, but you're absolutely right. Just
after every one, stop. I don't mind the second one. The second one's fine.
All right. So you're okay with
it's cool.
The sprint to the finish.
Well, I like the match
format. You're okay with the formats then, right? Changing the format.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna award the top 64 players in the world in a match play at the beginning of the year and eliminate the rest of the guys, a lot of those guys are on the PGA Tour, and a lot of those guys, 64 players, aren't members of the PGA Tour, but they're getting PGA Tour points. So that's not a bad idea. That's not a terrible idea. Like, hey, have another match play event.
Just mix it up a little bit. Number 3, Johnny, something I thought I would ever hear myself say, because I'm typically not a fan of this, but I think it would help the FedEx Cup fall schedule tremendously as you battle against the NFL on Sundays, college football on Saturdays. Go international. Competing for attention against football on Saturdays, the NFL on Sundays. It's not a fun thing to do, and there's ways to fix it. In the golf world, look at the DP World Tour. It wears the crown throughout the fall, not only because of its host golf courses, but because the TV viewing windows, right? It's not on against football. It's not on against college football. So
Yeah.
it would serve as the perfect appetizer in the mornings. You know, on the East Coast, if you had the fall FedEx Cup fall, whatever tournament of the week overseas, and we get to watch it like at 7 a.m. as we get ready for college football or get ready for the NFL on Sundays. It's a perfect appetizer to lead in to one of those other sports. And mix it up a little bit internationally.
And I certainly think that's where their merger type with Live Golf is going to come into play. I think that fall issue is certainly that's where it's going to happen. But if you look going back maybe 4 or 5 years ago when they started the FedEx Cup playoffs, they were smart enough to understand they're not going to compete with the big boys of the PGA Tour. That's why the NFL. Yeah. They're not. So that's why they moved the FedEx Cup playoffs and the FedEx Cup finals before or the first week of the NFL season. They were smart to do that. They knew what it is.
It worked.
But I think and it did. And I think you're right. I think you have some really good valid points when it comes to that is maybe that's where the merger of Live Golf comes and you create an international event series, PGA Tour Live, however you do it. And even in after the first of the year, we talked about this in earlier shows, is how that merger works. You create an off season, maybe 3 or 4 months when the NFL is still going, the playoffs, you do it October, November, December, January. I don't know, January because the PGA Tour starts. But you create that winter series and maybe a mix with golf, and you do that international series to where that, hey, you're watching golf in the morning or you're watching golf at night, and then you're not really battling with the NFL. That's a great point. Right. I mean, you're learning so much from me from doing the golf show. I appreciate you pointing some of those things out because we've talked about this all the time.
And I think my final point might be your favorite though, Johnny. Look, I just want this thing to be fair for everybody. Again, FedEx Cup Fall is meant for those guys who do not have full-time status, who are right on the bubble to get full-time status. So the whole purpose
for next year, they have status
for the following season, right? That's the whole point of this thing. So to limit the field in certain tournaments, i.e., sponsor exemptions, it seems unfair. And this came up this year. This was a thing this year. This happened. It was a huge point of controversy at the Zozo because Joel Damon and Zach Blair received sponsor exemptions, right? You're already hosting a limited field. You're playing without a cut at the halfway point. The Zozo dished out guaranteed FedEx Cup points to players on the bubble of securing their full-time status, right? Well, it proved to matter quite a bit because Damon received 13 FedEx Cup points and finished the year with 425. And he finished at number 124. Zach Blair got 8 3/4 points in Japan and finished at number 126 with 417 points.
It matters.
The guy who got the big short end of the stick, Hayden Springer, finished the year with 414 points, 11 points behind Damon at number 127.
You can't give those sponsors exemptions.
Had Blair and Damon not gotten sponsor exemptions and not played in those tournaments, Hayden Springer would have his full-time status for 2025.
Yeah, you can't put the sponsors exemptions on those. You can't pick and choose of those sponsors. It's not fair.
But that's what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. Get rid of it.
Well, I mean, you look at this week at the Hero World Challenge. There's world ranking points. Or in a few weeks at the Hero World Challenge, there's world ranking points, and there's not FedEx Cup points, but there's world ranking points that allows you to get in events as you continue to grow up in the world rankings in a super limited field, right? I mean, tough. I mean, they had this debate a long time ago at the very beginning of the year of the Century World Match or the Century Tournament of Champions in Hawaii, the first tournament of the year. We're like, okay, the winners of the events get so many world ranking points. It's really unfair. They're so ahead of the curve. So now they changed it to where it's just not the winners of the tournaments. You're getting ranking. Listen, without you doing another shot, because it's kind of you probably shouldn't do that because a little unwarming to me. Even though after you did that one shot, you made some pretty good points.
See,
so
you want me to do another one?
The system is wrong. The system might seem right for the higher end players, but for the PGA Tour itself, for the body of the PGA Tour members, it's wrong.
It's not serving the best interest of what it's supposed to be serving.
It's not serving the interest of the whole. It's serving the interest of the few. And it's not correct. It's not correct. Rory McIlroy shouldn't be rewarded for being. Rory McIlroy is no different than the guy that's 125 on the money list as a PGA Tour member. He's not. He's not. He's the same. He has the same PGA Tour status. Now, is him being recognized and brings more to the tour and fans and shit like that? Yes, he does. But he makes that money outside of just playing inside the ropes anyways.
Yeah.
Right? So, man, listen, as I said, the tour doesn't work with a million more Rory McIlroys. The tour works with the Rory McIlroys and the Joel Damons and the Jake Knapps and the guys that you've never heard of. Would you ever heard of John Daly if he didn't just randomly get in the tournament?
Right. He was a sub, right? Or it's like a third substitute.
Ninth alternate in the PGA Championship. Yeah, you wouldn't
91.
hear these people if they didn't get the opportunities, and you're eliminating a lot of these opportunities for these guys that are characters that builds the PGA Tour that can really play, that can really play golf. Like, how much money does Rory? Listen, I like Rory. I do. Listen, I'm not banging on Rory. I'm just giving Rory as an example. How much money does Rory McIlroy really need to make? I mean, how much money does he really need to make? I mean, seriously,
more than he has apparently.
I mean, listen, I can run off so many guys on the PGA Tour that you probably never heard of, and we go through our cards a week. It's like, who's this guy? I've never heard of him, but he can really play golf, and he's a character. Yeah. And the guy, and the common man wants to see these guys. They do. They want to see these guys. They do.
Well, I agree. And that's my 4 ways to fix the FedEx Cup fall to make it, number 1, more watchable for the viewer. Number 2, more interesting to the golf fan. And number 3, more fair for every player that's on the bubble. And the whole purpose of this is to get guys on the bubble in the full-time status for the following season. So give them a better opportunity to do so.
With the exception of number 1, I like some of your ideas. I do. I like some of your ideas. 1?
What's wrong with the sprint to the finish? Reducing the number of tournaments.
Because you can't reduce the number.
Too many.
You can't reduce the number of tournaments and have signature events. You can't. Because you're
get rid of the signature events.
We'll start with that first.
Spread that money out.
Start with that first. First off, you get rid of the signature events.
It's not fair.
What you do.
You know what? You get rid of signature events, then you don't have the offshoot events that we hate to cover every year.
I don't mind those because
you don't have the other side of it. Let everybody play together. That seems like racism to me.
You have enough alternate events from the Masters, British Open, the match play. You have plenty of off events that you can get some of those guys into the field. I love the match play. I love your match play idea. Absolutely, I love your match play. I love it. That's a great idea.
Wow. I do something positive out of Johnny. That's better than any of my picks.
Well, those are all.
Did you see any of my picks from last week? Did you see who my picks were? I don't know if you watched my solo show that I did.
Yeah, none of them worked, did they?
No, but I wanted to go big or go home.
I think they all missed the cut, to be honest with you.
I didn't look.
They did. Yeah, they all missed the cut. I did.
We looked at yours too. Real quick here before we wrap things up here. Let's take our last break, and then we'll get into real quick the PGA Tour Players of the Year and why I don't like it, and why you shouldn't like it either.
Okay.
Maybe just get rid of the award altogether. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. We'll be back after this.
Sports fans, FanStream Sports.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob Steak and Chop House.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much, if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Coming back at you now. More FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim and joined by my co-hosts Johnny Gerber and Milagro as he's drinking his Kool-Aid over there.
Gotta drink the Kool-Aid, gotta hydrate.
As we wrap things up here on From the Rough on FanStream Sports on a Wednesday. Talking golf, talking mayonnaise, salad dressing, Catalina dressing. We talked about a lot of stuff here.
We did.
How to fix FedExCUP fall. Johnny actually liked some of my ideas. That's
talk a little family. Thanksgiving's tomorrow, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody watching. Hope everybody's able to spend some time with their family. Want to say happy Thanksgiving to Jerome and Nancy and everyone up there in Columbus. Unfortunately, I can't be up there, but I certainly will talk to them tomorrow. Wish I was up there, but hopefully everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Watching some football tomorrow.
And happy Thanksgiving to my beautiful bride-to-be, wherever she is. I'm not sure what she's doing.
I know exactly where she's at. She knows with you.
She knows who she is. She's not with me. She will be, Johnny. She will be.
Okay.
As soon as I finish this bottle of Milagro, I'll have the liquid courage to text her.
Understood.
Fight.
You've lost everything else, all the other women in your stable, apparently, at this point.
Well, the ones that I like, I mean, there's still some there. There's not the ones I want. They're still there.
Disaster.
They're still there.
You were fine before I left Dallas. You were actually okay. And I leave and you just like, you're like Tommy Boy, just like crumbles.
It's been a rough couple of weeks. I'm not going to lie. A rough couple of weeks.
Self-induced. It's certainly self-induced. I promise.
See, usually I would agree with you, but I'm not sure that's the case here. I actually don't think it is.
Because you don't remember. That's why.
No, but there were other people who were there that are as confused as I am that really don't know why. And someone's not grown up enough to talk about it, so we don't talk about it.
So that's you that don't grow up.
Trust me, I've asked. And when I quit, when I all I got was ambiguous, whatever. If you don't know, I'm not telling you crap, then where'd you go? What'd you do?
I lost. Can you hear me?
Yeah, well, you were playing with stuff. What are you doing over there?
I bumped my thing.
Stop bumping your thing. Oh, there you are. So yeah, then I was like, you know what? If it doesn't matter to you, then it doesn't matter to me. See ya.
Okay. Well,
here we are.
We're running out of time, and not to Dr. Phil you, but it certainly matters to both of y'all. So y'all figure it out.
Meh. Johnny, are you aware? Are you aware that the PGA Tour gives a Player of the Year award every year?
Every once in a while they do, and it's usually once a year.
When did this new thing happen?
Since it started, probably in 1920.
I don't know if it's that old. All four majors champions are represented among the Jack Nicklaus Award nominees. By the way, do you have a problem with them naming it the Jack Nicklaus Award?
0.
Really? Oh, it's not the answer I expected. As a noted Jack Nicklaus hater.
Not hater, just not the favorite. But I get it. I mean, he's for some, he's revered as the greatest golfer of all time, and that's fine.
Okay, let's get your opinion. Who's the greatest golfer of all time in the Johnny Gerber power rankings?
It's not close to me as Tiger.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's not close.
Oh, not. I was expecting an old school name.
No, Tiger's the best player of all time. It's not close.
Like Davis Love the third.
Certainly not in the top 20.
No? DL3 is not in your top 20? What about Lee Trevino?
These are but these aren't. These are topics that we need to save for the winter time, like our future.
All right, we'll save all that because I have a strong opinion on who the greatest top.
And don't say Roger. Don't say like
Roger Maltby,
Jimmy DeMeritt and dumb shit like that. Like we ain't doing no dumb shit like that. Before golf, before like people were actually athletes. After people were actually athletes at golf. Let's keep that list. Forward.
Surely Byron Nelson and Ben Hogan have to all be up on the list somewhere, right? As pioneers of the game and Hogan's streak and like
I'll give them top 20.
You know what? They played better with way worse equipment and on way worse manicured courses. You didn't have the pristine look of courses that you have now, and the equipment sucked. They were freaking wood shafts.
They weren't wood shafts, but there were 7 people could actually play golf in their zeros. So stop.
Well, those 7 people were good then.
Okay, there you have it.
It's a strange argument that 7 people could play golf in the 50s.
Yeah, that's it.
Then they started letting women play golf, and the whole world went to shit.
No.
By the way, those were Johnny's words, not mine. I was repeating something he said off the air. So the Jack Nicklaus Player of the Year Award, of course, the big names that are out there are your 3 of your 4 major champions, right? Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, and Rory McIlroy. I have issues with this. I feel like and I'm kind of the same way on the college football Heisman Trophy. Like there's this trend over the last 20 years of just quarterbacks winning it all the time. So it's turned into a quarterback award. It shouldn't be a quarterback award. It's supposed to be the best player. And very rarely in a given season is a quarterback the best player in college football. Very rarely.
Who's the best player in college football?
Travis Hunter.
No doubt. Absolutely.
Without question, heads above everybody else, and it's not close. And he's in the Heisman discussion, but he won't win it because he's not a quarterback.
Do you understand he didn't even get nominated for the Thorpe Award?
Yeah, I know.
Like what are these get off my lawn old dudes doing? Like, do they listen? Let me tell you something real quick. And this is just not a golf show, as everyone knows. If Travis Hunter is not in the finalist of the Thorpe Award, whoever is voting for these things should never have a vote ever. It's just the same bullshit as when Derek Jeter got in the Hall of Fame and he got 99% of the votes, and the one person that didn't vote for him should never have a vote.
Yeah. By the way, those that don't know, the Jim Thorpe Award is for the top ranked, the top defensive back in college football.
He's not even top. What do these people do? Do they watch? Do they even watch sports? Or are they the writers that Travis Hunter didn't get an interview to? That's what happens in baseball, right?
That's what happens in this too, because it is given by the writers, and it's only been around since the late '80s. Like this isn't one of those.
The writers should never have a vote. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking? Like, for you to have the audacity, Travis Hunter is not even in the top 3, and not like, are you stupid?
You know, who should vote on these awards? Other players, coaches, and administrators should be the ones that the guys he plays against should be the ones that vote on this crap.
Not the writers who's never played a sport in their life.
Yeah.
Stop.
I agree.
Don't get you want to get me on a tangent. This is how you get me on a tangent.
Part of why the Baseball Hall of Fame is broken.
It's awful. The one guy that didn't vote for Derek Jeter unanimously in the Hall of Fame should never have a vote.
Should never get to vote again.
Cut your first off, cut your neck.
Lose his job.
First off, cut your fingers off because you shouldn't be writing about anything. And second off is just because the guy didn't give you an interview because he's busy, he's got other shit going on, you feel scorned?
Yeah.
Like, dude, are you an idiot?
Yes,
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. So look, here's my thing. On the PGA Tour, like the PGA Tour Player of the Year
is voted by the players.
I get it. And it's for me though, it's hard because there's so many different categories. Like if you're just going the Player of the Year, well then that's an award that goes to whoever won the most tournaments.
Not true.
Clearly he's the best player.
Not true. Based
on that criteria, but it's not always that. Like I feel like if you won multiple majors in a year, you should be disqualified from the award.
Listen, it's not the best. It's not the guy who won the most tournaments. It's the best player.
No, I know, but that ends up that's who won it. Is the guy that won the most tournaments not the best player?
No, because you could be the best player and not win the most tournaments. There's a lot of variables to being the best player.
Exactly.
How many seconds? Listen, it's not close. It's an eye test for the player. The players know who. Listen, Scotty Scheffler is going to run away with this.
And he's not the best player.
Yes, he is.
No, it's Rory. Rory is the best player.
No, he's not.
And he's not going to win it.
He's not the best player.
You know who I'd rather see win it? Xander Schauffele.
Why?
Because he had the best year.
No, he didn't.
For him, he did.
Scotty Scheffler didn't miss a cut.
I hate Scotty Scheffler so much.
Well, you're saying it by
why don't they just name it the Scotty Scheffler Award then and give it to him every year and not even vote? Because that's what they're going to do.
Because he didn't win 18 majors yet. How about that?
And he never will.
No, he won't. No one's going to catch that. This day and age, no one's going to catch it because there's too much great competition. Like there's too much great competition. It's not happening.
Back when Jack was doing it, only 7 guys played golf.
Oh, then there was 8, but Jimmy Demerit and there's Gene Sarazen.
You hate Gene Sarazen too, don't you?
No, he created a sand wedge,
which no one uses.
Everyone uses except
who invented the gap wedge?
You.
No, I hate the gap wedge. I think it needs to be outlawed.
How many? Why? What's it? What?
Gap wedge.
What do you actually know what a gap wedge is?
Yes, a sand wedge. You should have a pitching wedge. It should be 9, pitching wedge, sand wedge. Boom. That's the only wedges you're allowed to have in your bag.
So you can't have a lob wedge that has more loft?
No.
So the most loft in your bag.
Pitching wedge. And lay the face down to get more loft. That's how everybody learned. That's how you know you're good at golf, when you're adaptable to the clubs that you have, not when they just give you more tools to pretend like you're good at golf.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. So let me go backwards.
Other than the British Open shouldn't be a major?
Well, that's 1A, 1B.
All right.
So you think the most lofted club in your bag should be a 54-degree club?
Yes. If you need 68 degrees, lay the club face down like everyone else.
Coming from the guy that's probably not going to get in.
What about us? What about all of us who can't afford a loft wedge?
It's not called a loft wedge. It's called a lob wedge.
I said a lob wedge.
And they're $7. They're $7.
They're not $7.
$8, sorry.
If you go to the secondhand sports store, they probably are.
Yeah, I mean, there's just difference.
No, you should not be allowed anything above a sand wedge. And even that's iffy. You should only be allowed to use a sand wedge in the sand. I'm just telling you.
That's why you're not the commissioner of the PGA Tour.
They need to reduce the allowable number of clubs in a bag from 14 to 12.
Listen, the United States Golf Association is not calling you for a job.
Should. I will fix it.
Nothing. Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to go play gutta percha balls and have wood shafted clubs again, that's fine. You go ahead. They will call you. That. And no club should be higher than a damn 8-iron.
I also think they should take dimples off golf balls.
Those are called ping pong balls, sir.
Right.
Might as well just play ping pong.
Play putt golf.
Yeah, that's not the same.
All right, this story's become tiresome. I'm done. I need more tequila.
All right, please no. All right, player of the year is you. Who do you say?
Xander Schauffele.
Okay, Vander or Xander?
Xander Schauffele.
Okay,
not a Vander Holyfield.
It's going to be Schauffele. I mean, it's going to be Scotty Scheffler. So
I know it is, and I hate that for golf. It's a bad take.
Okay. You know, when you're good, you're good.
Well, he's not. He's lucky.
Yeah, luck.
He's all luck. He's like the Kansas City Chiefs. That luck's going to run out at some point.
Yeah, it hadn't run out yet. So let's conclude the show with what?
With Johnny. Where are you playing golf this weekend, Johnny?
I'm not playing golf this weekend.
Not playing golf anywhere?
No, I'm tired. I got Mexico. Mexico beat me up.
You said you shot a 94 in Mexico.
I did not say stop. No, I don't play golf like you. I do not play golf like you.
I would have shot a 74.
You would, yeah, for 9 holes for sure.
Told me you shot a 72 or something. I said, but which 9 was that on?
No, first round was 71, and then it just didn't get better. It didn't get better.
Yikes. Nothing under par all week?
Nope.
Yikes.
Team did great. I felt bad. We had a great time as always. Yeah, a lot of Mexico stories we'll talk about in person.
Oh, sounds like a plan, and then I'll relay them on the air afterwards.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Especially if Charlie Bates is involved.
Charlie Bates played his fingernails off.
I saw he had like his kick with him, or so. Why are y'all allowed to bring girls with you to Mexico?
It's just the cost of doing business.
All right, y'all got to set the rule. No chicks. It's a golf outing. It's not a family excursion.
Well, let me tell you something. As well as Charlie Bates played, he can do whatever he wants.
But think how much better he would have played without distractions.
No, there was no. They weren't on the golf course. They were just.
They were
there. They were the coolers.
Oh Lord. All right.
Well,
that's going to do it From the Ref for this week. I'm IndyCarTim. That's Johnny. We'll be back on Wednesday with another edition of From the Ref right here on FanStream Sports. Check us out on all your social media outlets, on Facebook, on the X. Go over to that Blue Sky thing now and look me up, because apparently I'm on Blue Sky, Johnny.
Which is that a dating app? Is that the new dating app?
No, it's a new X. I think Mina Kimes invented it, so I'm all over it. But we'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.